Good afternoon, everyone. This is Karl F. Rose, recording live from Bedford, Pennsylvania on Tuesday. What is it? I'll get my calendar here so I can do it. Tuesday, September 27th, 2022. Anyway, this is my the results for my predictions from week 3 in the 2022 NFL season. I actually did pretty good, and honestly, I wish I would have been wrong on some of the predictions, but I was actually right. We'll get a little more into what happened with Detroit and Minnesota in a bit, but let's just quickly go over through the other stuff, and I want to talk a little bit about the Lions because I have a few things to say about that. Anyway, let's start off with Pittsburgh at Cleveland on Thursday night. I actually got that one right. Cleveland got the upset, and honestly, the Steelers don't look very good at all. And if the Browns keep level-headed, and considering Baltimore really isn't playing up to their potential either, Browns keep a level head throughout the season. They're going to be giving headaches to both Pittsburgh and Baltimore, and it just seems like Cincinnati's a mess. Cincinnati looks like they're becoming the new Cleveland, but that's that. So keep your eye on Cleveland. I think they're going to be doing better this year than even I predicted. Anyway, let's get on with the next one. Buffalo and Miami. This was a shocker, but actually it shouldn't be. I picked Buffalo, and Miami got the win. Miami is the real deal. They are a good team. That's really about all I can say, and I feel, and the Lions have the unfortunate luck of having to face Miami after their bye. Hopefully, the Lions have all their pieces working, because that could be a nightmare for the Lions. I'll get into. I think I picked the Lions to win, but I'll wait. That's for another podcast, another prediction week and that sort of thing. But Miami could actually win the division. It's going to be a battle between them and Buffalo all year long. I don't see any letting up in Miami. I had Baltimore beating New England, but I thought they barely got by, but I got the win there on that one. I don't think the Patriots are a very good team. And I honestly think in 2 weeks down the road, the Lions do play them. I think that's a winnable game for the Lions. But again, we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there on that one. But the Baltimore won. They just barely got by, but they won. Then I predicted Cincinnati over the Jets. That happened. The Bengals beat the Jets. I can't remember what the score was. I thought they were going to just destroy the Jets. I don't think it happened that badly. But anyway, Cincinnati got the win. The Bears squeaked by Houston. I got the win, and barely winning at home against a team that is not very good. I think the Bears have issues, and that's actually good news for the Lions. The Lions need to take advantage of that. They better. I'll get to them in a minute because the Lions do have issues, but they're not the same old Lions, and I will go further into that when I get to that. Here's another. The upset of the day was Indianapolis over Kansas City. I don't know what the hell happened at Kansas City, but realistically, every team is not going to go undefeated. I really don't think we'll ever see an undefeated season. Again, it's too hard to go undefeated. So this was Kansas City's bump in the road, their little speed bump there. kind of got them back to earth, and Indy really needed to get it, and Indy got the job done against against probably one of the best teams in football. So congratulations to Indy for pulling up the upset. I wasn't expecting it, but that's just the way things go. Anyway, and Jacksonville, I correctly picked Jacksonville over the LA Chargers. I thought I was going to lose that one. One of these days, Jacksonville is going to come down to earth. I don't think they're as good as what their record indicates, but who knows? But that's just my opinion. But they got the win. And, Tennessee, and then we got Las Vegas at Tennessee. I got that one right. Tennessee needed to rebound, and again, I'm going to say Las Vegas is. Some people were thinking Las Vegas was going to be a better team. I just don't. I don't see it. I don't think so. And I got the win. Tennessee bounced back against them. This one was I picked as. This one was a loss. San Francisco at Denver. I had the 49ers. I thought Garoppolo was going to just pull them through, and I thought they were going to run up more points than they did. They didn't. Denver got the win at home. That just goes to say maybe picks against Denver in their home is probably not such a good idea. I don't think Denver's the best team in the world, but anyway, I picked the 49ers, but Denver got the win. Then last night's game, Dallas at the New York Giants. I actually picked the Giants to win, but I'm actually glad that Dallas won, which is I really don't like the Cowboys for a zillion reasons. But I didn't want to see the Giants go to 3-0. I just didn't want to see that happen. I don't think the Giants are that good of a team, but you got to give them credit. They're doing pretty good. But Dallas put them back to earth, and there was a loss for me. Then another one, Philadelphia, Washington. Philadelphia, they took care of business as I figured they would. They won. Now, okay, and I correctly predicted a Minnesota win over the Lions. I was expecting a more solid win by the Vikings. I thought the Vikings were going to win like maybe 27-17 or something like that. The Lions actually had the game. And these Lions are not the same old Lions. And for all the people that are all of a sudden coming back to life and saying, "Oh, same old Lions," blah blah blah. No, I love Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell's going to make some mistakes too. You got to remember he's a young coach, a young head coach. They've got a young team. They're going to make mistakes. And this week for the Lions, this last showed people that's what I said. We're going to find out really where the Lions are and what they need to do, how they need to work around things, what they need to improve, and that sort of thing. And you bet your butt that I am sure Dan Campbell and the Lions team is they're really zoned and they're focused. And actually, Jared Goff has said that he really wished that he would have been a little more aggressive during the timeout and just would have pleaded his case to go for it. And I really do think if Goff, he just kind of accepted Coach Campbell's decision, but Goff said if he would have been just more, Coach, come on, just 4 yards, we can do that, we can run it, we can get. I think Campbell would have listened, and maybe the results would have been different. Who knows? But that's playing the if and or what, and I don't like doing that. That's Monday afternoon quarterback, Tuesday afternoon quarterback thing. So whatever, it happened. They lost. They're banged up. So there's a lot of pieces that aren't there for the Lions. So they've got a lot of things to work around. But it was a big learning game for the Lions in that loss. It set them back. And what I do want to say is there was a lot of things, people were saying this and that about the Lions after the win over Washington. I mean, they're talking about winning the division and playoffs. Lions are not there yet. And it was a great win in Washington. A terrible loss. It's a win that they lost. They lost a win, but it's still part of the learning curve. This is a speed bump. I said the Lions are going to have speed bumps. They're going to have more than 3 wins this year. I guarantee that. But they've got some things to figure out, and Dan Campbell is part of it. The coaching is part of it. So they're going to be better than last year. They already are better. I can see it just in their play and just how they're doing it. So things are. I've predicted them to be 10-7 this year. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I think that was more me being optimistic. Maybe that would be next year, but more than three wins this year. They've got things going in the right place. They are banged up. They're like a 8-cylinder car running on only 2 cylinders right now because 6 of the cylinders just aren't there right now. But they're finding a way to, no matter what they have out there, they're going to give other teams fits, even if it is not their starting players. They are still going to put their nose to the grindstone and do what it takes. This is what I like about Dan Campbell. The previous coaches were all, what, well, whatever we had, we just got to do the next man up. The hell with the next man up thing. I mean, you're all out there. You're all professionals. If it's your turn, you just got to go out there and do your damn job, period. I don't care if you're second or third string. You get called up there, you execute, you do your job, you win the game. And I don't care if you're on the third string. You just go out there and do it. And that's the kind of coaching that Dan Campbell brings to the Lions. Caldwell was too lackadaisical. I didn't like him, but he got the wins, but it was, and then Patricia was just an absolute disaster. Matt Patricia single-handedly destroyed the Lions organization. I'm not sure if it was done on purpose by New England or what, but that era is gone. We're in a new era with Dan Campbell. Trust me. This loss, this last week, I know they're not gonna. They're gonna take their lumps. They're learning from it. They're moving forward, and trust me, they're going to go on. It's not going to be one of these hangover things. There's so much potential that I see with this team, and it's going to be there. And it's going to be some hard games, some hard losses. But again, they coming up for the next week. It's a must-win. They have to win, and not only do they have to win, the Lions have to win big. I mean, it's got to be pretty, because it's in Ford Field, it's in Seattle, and they just got to step on them and step on them good and say, you know what, we're not going to be kicked around anymore. And that's the way it goes with that. So I was kind of saving that. It's more focusing on the Lions than anything else, but I needed to get that out there. Then Green Bay squeaking over Tampa. That was a close game. I got that one right. I actually thought Green Bay was going to get more points than that. So you see, for the Lions, they need to observe what's going on with their division. If they do things right, they can win inside their division, but they got to be able to get the win on the road, close the deal. So I'm sure that's all the things they're discussing there this week. Then Atlanta and Seattle. I had Seattle beating Atlanta. Atlanta bounced back. They came back, and so yeah, that was a loss on my part. I thought, I didn't think Atlanta could do it, but they did. Now, and then the following. I had Carolina beating New Orleans. That came out as a win. I mean, they're both teams that really aren't going to do much of anything. And then the Rams kind of squeaking by Arizona. Rams have issues. Even though they won, they do have issues. And I think if I see Stafford playing like he did on the Lions, and if he has a high interception rating or high number of interceptions, Rams are not going to be the 13-3 or whatever I predicted them. 13-4 is what I predicted them. If his interception level is high, they're going to be more like a 10-7 or 9-8 even. Maybe possibly even miss the playoffs altogether. So yeah, the Rams need work. But anyway, well that kind of sums it up. I spent a bunch of time on the Lions. They're not the same old Lions, even though they got the loss. I think Dan Campbell has the ability to get things going, right the ship. He admitted his mistake, and they're going to move forward. They're not dwelling on it. They got work to do. They know what they have to do. And anyway, so we will talk to you next Tuesday and see what happens then. Talk to you later. Have a good day.